Hey friends, today we are working on a 1982 Toyota Landcruiser FJ40. I am doing a quick video to show you what it looks like to remove your manual steering box and put in an OEM FJ40 power steering gearbox. We also have a power steering pump and some other miscellaneous we're working on. So there is the power steering gearbox and the disassembled FJ40. You didn't want to watch me take it all apart, so I'm going to get to the important bits here. Once we removed the fender, disconnected all of the smog equipment that was attached to the fender and just set it back. And underneath here we attached, where those new bolts are, a power steering pump bracket and a power steering gear pump. Next, we're going to have to take off the old greasy gearbox, which, as you can see here, we've unbolted, started to clean up a bit, disconnected the rag joint, and disconnected the steering arms. Alright, next video, you'll see it all in. Okay, so just a little background on what steering boxes we're using here. So, obviously this is the leaky original one that came with this manual steering 1982 Landcruiser, and this is the new hotness, the power steering gearbox. This was taken from another FJ40, so this is OEM power steering. It's just adding the option that they decided not to at the factory. So once I got that leaky one out and took off the rag joint, I was able to transfer the rag joint over to this steering box, and it just fits right up there. Alright, next you'll see it put on. Alright folks, we got the steering box in, and the steering column is hooked back up, and no, we did not have to shorten the steering column. If you have a collapsible steering column, I believe that all of them with a collapsible steering column have a little bit of play forward and backwards in the steering shaft, and that allows us to put in the steering box and bolt back up the steering column, no problem. So here we go. Over here we've got our power steering gear box all bolted up, and we've got the rag joint reinstalled to the steering shaft. Let's get the pitman arm back on and get it buttoned up. So we got the power steering cooler installed. This is just a temporary solution. I'm eventually going to find the OEM cooling pipe that mounts to the front of the frame rail, or the cross member, and is just a lot more, I think, aesthetically pleasing than this aluminum AutoZone Special, but it works for now. So those two come back to the return on the power steering pump, and the other one goes to the return line on the steering gear box. This piece also is temporary. Gonna find a reproduction OEM style tube hardline that comes out and completes the OEM look, but again, for now, this will work. Well, we can call it a success. Got the belts on for the power steering pump, alternator, and crankshaft, and then the lower belt for the water pump, air pump, and crankshaft. Got it started, all working, no leaks. Call that a win.